So welcome, all of you, to Stand Up for Mental Health. And I'm gonna need some serious audience love, okay? So let's start it out. This is a really big night for some of our comedians tonight, and it's a little night for, no, I'm just kidding. It's a big night for me too. We're really excited to be here. My name is Tara Rolstad, and I'm gonna be your MC for the night. And the first thing I want to say is that this is the smallest stage I've ever seen in my entire life. Some of us will be using it bravely. Some of us will not be using it because they're smarter than me. But I'm short, so I thought I would give you all the benefit of being able to see me as well as hear me. Hopefully that's a benefit. Stand Up for Mental Health is an amazing program that I've gotten to be a part of for a couple of years now. It was started by a comedian named David Greener up in Vancouver, British Columbia. He's also a psychologist. He also lives with mental illness. And David found comedy to be incredibly powerful and healing for him in his own life, and he decided to put together a program that would make that possible for other people who either live with mental illness or are family members of people who do. And that would be me tonight, actually. I'm the token minority among our comedians tonight. I'm the family member. But the rest of our comedians are amazing, and you're going to hear from them in just a little bit. They have been, all of them, through the program. It's a 10-week class where our founder of the local group and facilitator, Dave Mowry, and I help Dave out. We work with comedians, budding comedians who are amazing and inspiring and funny, to take all of the tough stuff that they've been through and make it comedy and put it together into something for you tonight. And so, as you can imagine, taking something like mental illness that comes with challenges and isolation and sometimes shame and judgment from other people, and being brave enough to take all of that, put it out there for the world, and also make it funny while standing up here in front of you guys is a really tough thing to do. So these folks have made some really, really brave steps, and I really want you to be incredibly warm and welcoming to them tonight as they come up on the stage and share their funny with you. So that is the program for the evening. Yeah. And I'm going to kick us off tonight. And as I told you, I'm the token minority, the family member, and I am here tonight in honor of 3 nieces that my parents and I have spent the last 6 years walking alongside. These amazing young women have depression, PTSD, anxiety, and traumatic brain injury. And walking alongside them has been an honor. And don't get me wrong, I mean, we family members, and are there any family members out there? Yes, family members. I'm going to speak to your experience tonight. But don't get me wrong, we love our people with mental illness. We love our family members. We love them. We want their happiness, all their happiness in the world. We want them to reach their full potential. They inspire us, and we want them to recover from mental illness. We want them to take their freaking medication. All right? Let's be honest here. And our journey has been rough. I mean, there have been some really difficult times. There have been times where our family has been so deep in crisis, so deep in running away or self-harm attempts or suicide attempts. It was all I could do to go into a public restroom and wave my hands at the paper towel machine. Something I could control. Finally. Lord have mercy. I'm not from the South. I just like to say that. I actually grew up in Alaska, but we don't really have any cute local colloquialisms, except maybe, look, moose! So I figure I can say Southern things if I want to. Now, when I'm not helping out my nieces, I'm also a mom of 3 little boys. So I'm a stay-at-home mom. Not the homeschooling, stay-at-home kind of mom, though, and heaven forbid, I'm not the raising chickens in the backyard while homeschooling the kids and reupholstering the furniture kind of. No, bless them, no. I cannot get my boys to flush consistently. I should not be in charge of their knowledge of participles. No. Although in the community that I parent in, there are times where I think it might be easier to homeschool. We just finished, just yesterday, we just finished Teacher Appreciation Week. Anybody else just been through that recently, Teacher Appreciation Week? And let me get this straight. Teachers are amazing, okay? They deserve every single little thing that we can give them. But it has gotten a little out of hand lately. I mean, Teacher Appreciation Week, it's bring flowers one day, it's write a note the next day, it's bring baked goods and then wash their car and fold their laundry. It's a bit much. I'm just waiting for the day when we have to bring in a handwritten poem embroidered on a hand-woven shawl that's woven from the wool of baby llamas raised on organic buttercup blossoms. It's too much. And I will tell you tonight, just as a little secret, just between you and me, I parent in this community right here, and it is intense. These moms stay-at-home moms that I hang with, these women used to be masters of the corporate boardroom, many of them. And they are now ninjas of the PTA, and the silent auction, and the jogathon. You can get in a sparring match with these women before you know what hit you. I'm hanging on the playground with one of them the other day. I didn't know her very well yet. We were just chatting. We're chatting, and she says, "Hold on 1 minute. Billy, we have to leave in just a minute for lacrosse practice. And then you have piano." "Oh, piano, that's cool. Billy takes piano." "Well, yes, Billy takes piano. I mean, he's been studying violin for 2 years, but we knew he needed a second instrument. He is in kindergarten." Okay, no! Man, it's intense. Do you guys remember when you were kids, do you remember the spring carnival at elementary school? Or the carnival, who knows what time it was held for you? You'd go to the carnival and there'd be a cakewalk and a dunk tank. There'd be a little fishing booth where you'd stick a little pole behind the curtain and Mrs. Clapchick would put some little piece of plastic crap on there and you'd be like, "Woo, I won something!" No, it is not like that anymore, people. No. The kids at the cakewalk, they're walking to culturally appropriate world beats while trying to win probiotic gluten-free cake pops. Over at the fishing booth, they're pulling out Kindles and iTunes cards. And the dunk tank, well, that's a soothing dip into a heated spa, followed by a mineral wrap and a juice smoothie. It's not the same. Hold on just a second, y'all, I need some water. Talk amongst yourselves. All right, that's enough talking. Back to me. So anyhow, I'm talking to this mom on the playground, right? Billy. So she says, "Billy, it's time to go. We have lacrosse practice, and right after that, you have to go for a fitting for your algebra performance haiku." "Okay." No, that's all right. I found out that parenting a kid with mental illness, good defense mechanism. I'm like, no, you go on. We got stuff. We gotta go to group therapy, and then we gotta go see the psychiatrist, and then I gotta go to Rite Aid and pick up the Trazodone, the Cymbalta, Saffris, and Seroquel. And then I gotta go home and lock up the knives and scissors. Bring it! Thank you that I did not fall off the stage just now. But seriously, that mom, bless her heart, she probably knows all the best soccer coaches and dance teachers in town. It's just different skill sets. I got skills. I can give you a tour of all the best psych units and vending machines and tour the restrooms and all of the ERs around the Portland metropolitan area. It's just skill sets. You know, at the hospital, that's one thing we gotta talk about. Anybody here have a lot of experience at the hospital ER? Okay, here's what we need at the emergency room. I want me some special treatment. I want a frequent flyer club in the emergency room, right? Because I'm tired of getting in there, and it's always late at night or early in the morning. I'm tired of getting in there and hearing this lady. Name, social security number, insurance. No, that's not what I want. I want her to say, "Oh, Mrs. Rolstad, it's so nice to see you again. I see you've been here twice this month. You come right on back to the preferential seating area. Here's your new People magazine and a fresh vending fresh gift card for the vending machine, we're going to take your kiddo right back to her private room with her beltless robe and slippers. That's what I want. That's what we deserve. Am I right? Yes. And you know what else? I've decided that this is all about just accepting that mental health is a spectrum. It is a spectrum of experiences in humanity, and we all need to be more accepting in society of that spectrum of mental health and mental illness. We need to change society, and to do that, we need to harness the most powerful force for change in American culture: television. Anybody watch Portlandia? Yeah, Portlandia. It's about how quirky Portland is. We're going to have schizophrenia. Or instead of Portlandia, our show's going to be Bipolaria. Instead of skits about composting, they'll be about decompensating. Or instead of skits about artisanally sourced local bread, it's going to be about locally, organically grown pharmaceuticals, which you can get here with a medical card. So it'll be perfect. The only show we would not want to see, though, would be the show about PTSD. I'm sorry, but it's always in flashbacks. So, something else I want to talk to you tonight is about technology. Because science is amazing and technology is making amazing gains, and I think that eventually we're going to find some real benefit there for mental illness and for treatment and recovery. But sometimes we are still getting some technological findings we can't really make use of. I just read that scientists have found that we are more creative when we're in a horizontal position than in a vertical position. We're better at problem solving, we're more creative. That is fascinating. What are we going to do with that? We have no use for that information right now. Can you see, like, if your boss comes up to you, I need that marketing report right now, and I need it to be really good. Okay, boss, one moment. Okay, I'm just going to brainstorm for a little bit. Do you want to come down here with me? No? Awkward. Hey, look, Moose. And she's up. I also just heard, so I was on my way back from the library on Sunday, listening to NPR. Yes, let that sink in. If my nerd street cred was not firmly established before, it is now, right? So I'm listening to NPR, and they have invented a chip to put in your teeth to help you lose weight. It tracks what you eat to help you lose weight. Great. Now I don't have to just hide my snacks from my kids. I have to hide them from my own teeth. No, I'm just gonna wrap this Reese's cup in some lettuce. Yeah, just like, oh, my teeth will never know. There's also a fork now that's been helpfully invented, a fork that will blink and vibrate when you eat too quickly, also to help you lose weight. Not only that, but you can upload the information from your fork to your computer. If you have time to do data analytics on your cutlery, you've probably got time to go outside and take a walk. I'm just saying. And that was clearly invented by a man. No one but a man would look at a problem like obesity and say, well, that can clearly be solved with electronics. That is not motivating to women. Am I right? It's not motivating to us. We just want to go try on clothes that don't fit us so we feel bad about ourselves. Old school. That's what we want. My husband actually walked in on me the other day in the bedroom and said, honey, why are you crying? Oh, it's just, I was taking a selfie. Trying to take a good selfie. Okay. Have y'all tried to take selfies lately? This whole thing with the cell phone and you take a picture of yourself? Selfies are from Satan. I mean, if you're young, 20, thin, just looking at you front row. Maybe it's fine. But for a person such as myself, I mean, even if you're not even trying to take a selfie, have you ever pushed that reverse camera button on your phone? And you're like, what's this button? Oh, Lord! What happened? It's all the chins, first of all, and then there's facial hair. What is that thing? Selfies are from Satan. It's not good. We don't need that kind of technology. It's not helpful. All right, let's go back to mental illness just for a minute, because I got two things to leave you with. First of all, it is important to remember to have the back of your family member at all times. You gotta have their back. It doesn't matter if they're in the hospital, if they're out in the community, if they're in a residential treatment facility. Staff is not perfect. I'm gonna give you an example of this. Are you surprised? No. My niece was in a particularly difficult, dark time, and she was really self-harming. She was living in a residential facility, mental health treatment facility, and self-harming, and she swallowed a pencil. That's unfortunate. They rushed her immediately to the ER, as they should. They took the pencil out. They brought her back to the residential treatment facility, where they proceeded to say, "Oh, honey, you swallowed a pencil. We want you to journal about that and process your thoughts. Here's a notebook and a pencil." 3 times. We gotta have their back. The other thing that we need to do, whether we're living with a mental illness or we're a family member, is we have to take care of ourselves. We even get a little tired of hearing that, don't we? Self-care, self-care. But it's really important. And sometimes it's really hard. Because in addition to locking up the knives and the scissors, I have to lock up the narcotics and the alcohol. How am I supposed to self-medicate? Stress eating will only get you so far, people. Thank you. Yes. All the comedians up here. All the comedians up here for running for a fabulous round of applause. Yes. Thank you. Thank you very much. You have been really proud, and remember that there's no stigma or discrimination anymore about mental illness. So take that out into the world. Thank you very much. Oh, and if any of you are interested in a little exercise, fresh air, and stigma busting, there's a NAMI walk next Sunday. You can find it on the NAMI website. Yeah.